Welcome to the 11th session on operating system and Linux. I'm Manibhushan D'Souza, and in today's class we are going to look at multi-threading models. In particular, we are going to concentrate on many-to-one model. We will also look at one-to-one model as well as many-to-many model. We will see what are the advantages of using these models. So, as we are familiar that when we learned about threading, we know that many systems provide the support for both the types of threads, like the user as well as the kernel threads. So depending upon the type of threads, there will be different ways in which we can arrange it. Let's recall what we have learned so far. So we know that we have the user mode and the kernel mode. So kernel mode is a privileged mode, whereas the user mode is where the user executes the programs. Now I can create the threads in this area, that is in the user area, or I can also create the threads in the kernel area, not I but the operating system. So depending upon where these threads are created, either you can have the user threads or the kernel thread. Now there can be many different models, like I can create multiple threads in the user level and I can have only one thread on the kernel, or I can have many threads at the kernel and I can create one process at the user level, or I can create many at the user level as well as at the kernel level. So depending upon them, we have different types of threading implementation, and these are many to one model, one to one model, and many to many model. So what is a many to one model? So in this many to one model, the user can or at the user level, many threads are created. However, they are mapped to only one kernel thread. So what I mean by saying that is, let's recall the same diagram again. So we have the kernel level here, so kernel here, and we have the users here, that is the user level. So you can create multiple number of threads at the user level. However, all of them are mapped to a single thread at the kernel level. So there will be one kernel thread, but there can have many number of user level thread. Okay, because we are creating the threads at the user level, so this is very simple procedure. So we can use the libraries to create the threads here, and this is not so burdensome as compared to the kernel threads. So this is an efficient way of creating the thread. However, you must understand one thing: even though I can create multiple threads at the user level, they are mapped to only one thread at the kernel level. So they are mapped to a single thread at the kernel level. Suppose this thread which is running over here is making a blocking system call, like it is waiting for an input or output operation, or it is doing something that will block the execution. In this case, even though you have multiple threads over here, because this kernel thread is blocked, nothing can be done over here. So entire process will be blocked if the thread is making a blocking system call. So this is a simple diagram. So you can have multiple threads at the user level, but they are mapped to one of the thread at the kernel level. That is why it is called as many threads at the user level to one thread at the kernel level. Okay, there is only one thread that can access the kernel. Okay, even if there is a multiple processor on the system, you will not be able to get a real parallelism. So what do I mean by saying that is, so if you run this one on a system that has multiple number of processors, now because there is only one kernel thread, the thread will run only on one CPU. The other CPUs or other processes will not be used up. So even if you have many number of processes on your system, you will not be able to achieve the parallel execution on multiple processor. One of the example for many to one model is the green thread, which is implemented in the Solaris 2, which is an operating system that was produced by Sun Microsystem. Now this Sun Microsystem is now taken over by Oracle Corporation. So now you can say that it's a part of the Oracle. Solaris SOT is part of the Oracle Corporation. Now, the other thing about the many to one model is that so the user level thread libraries are implemented on the operating system, and they do not support the kernel thread. Okay, so when you create the multiple threads at the at the user level, okay, they don't support the if suppose they don't support the kernel level, then you can go for one to many models. So there are it's like the what to say, if you have a system wherein suppose let me draw it and let me elaborate to you. Suppose if you have a system libraries, okay, wherein the operating system allows the user to create, okay, many threads, okay, using the libraries you create the thread, but the operating system does not support any threads as such. We don't have any suppose if such a operating system exists that it does not support the threads at the kernel, then even though you have created many threads over here at the user level, using maybe you can use any library to create multiple threads, any libraries of the operating system to create many threads, but at the kernel level it just runs one execution. It is just executing one of the process. In that case, you will have to go for many to one, because at the end the OS or at the kernel level there is no, suppose if there is no notion of a thread. So if suppose if, yes, imagine, okay, it may not be really true. Just imagine that the operating system does not know anything, or the, when I say operating system, the kernel of the operating system does not know anything about the threads at all. It just executes it as a single process. Assume that, okay, it's not true, but just to give you an idea. Suppose for the kernel there is only one process, that's all. It doesn't know anything about thread. In that case, if you have created a multiple number of threads at the user level, but the kernel says that I don't know anything about threads, so I will execute only one of the one unit of execution, that is what you call it as thread. That's it. I don't know, I can't run multiple threads. In that case, you don't have any choice. Even if you have created a multiple number of threads over here, they will run as a single unit or a single process at the kernel level. Now let's come to the one-to-one model. So what is this one-to-one model? So one-to-one model is slightly different from the many-to-one model. So in this, what you are doing is for every user thread, there is a kernel thread that is associated with it. So let me elaborate it with in terms of a diagram. So suppose, where is the mouse? Okay, suppose you create one thread here, not the one process, and you connect it to one kernel thread. So this is user level again, and this is kernel level, okay, as usual. So you create one thread at the user level and connect it to one thread at the kernel. So one thread at the user, one thread at the kernel. Suppose if you are able to do it. So for every thread that you are creating at the user level, there is one thread at the kernel level. If you are able to do that thing, then such a model is called as one-to-one model. So for every user level thread, there is a mapping to the kernel level thread. So this is more concurrent, because you notice that every thread is able to run parallelly at using a different kernel thread. Okay, so if one of them is blocked by calling a blocking system call, the other thread can work, because the kernel knows how to run multiple threads. Okay, again, if you have multiple processors, suppose if you have a system with many number of microprocessor or CPUs, so these threads, kernel threads, can run on multiple CPUs or processor. So you really get a parallel execution in terms of multiple processing. Yeah, so this is the general idea about one-to-one model, wherein you have a user thread which is directly mapped to the kernel thread. Okay, what is the drawback? Now you may say that okay, that's really great. For every kernel, every user thread, there is one kernel thread. That's a great idea, but you are trying to create a thread at the kernel level. Remember, anything that you do at the kernel level is costlier in terms of effort, in terms of the resource that is required, and in terms of creating it. So creating itself is a costlier as compared to the user level. At the user level you do anything, but it is not so in terms of overhead that is required. So if you are creating a thread at the kernel level, okay, it burdens the system and the performance reduces. In fact, you cannot create multiple numbers, or you can't just say that I'm going to create 10 billions of threads and I'm going to run it on the uh, operating system with 10 millions kernel threads. Okay, so this kind of things is not really allowed. The reason is every operating system it will restrict per application, it will restrict that. It is going to say that you can create only this many numbers of threads, not more than that, because you can't imagine, you can't say that I'm going to create millions of threads and I will have really extreme parallelism. Not allowed. Okay, so most of the operating system will restrict and say that you can only create these many numbers of threads, not more than that. Now this idea of mapping one user thread with one kernel thread is supported by Windows NT, Windows 2000, and Windows the OS2, which OS2 is actually a joint venture between Microsoft and IBM. They created together. They created that OS2 operating system. You might not have seen that operating system, but it's okay. But at least you heard about Windows 2000. Again, I'm not very sure whether you have heard about it. This is a server operating system. The Windows XP or Windows 7 or Windows 10 that you are using is a desktop application, whereas the Windows NT or Windows 2000, they are the server application of the operating system. They are usually not seen on the desktops. Okay. So now let's go to the next model, and that is a many-to-many model. So in many-to-many model, the idea is you are trying to multiplex many threads to the many place. So the idea could be, so you can have many versions over here. So you may create many threads. Like if you create 3 threads, you may connect it to 3 threads. So this is one-to-one. You can have it. Many threads created here, many threads created on the other side. Or you can create 3 threads here and connect it to 2 threads here. So that is also possible. Okay. So now don't say that, okay, I will create one thread here and I am going to connect to through thread. How do you do that? Okay, that question will come. Okay, how it is? I will create one thread here and I'm going to connect it with the 2 other thread. How to run that? Now again, let me tell you, the bottom side is the kernel level and the top side is the user level. So don't get confused. So whenever I write, top side is usually user level, and the below is the kernel level. So at the kernel level you can create multiple number of threads, as well as at the user level you can create multiple number of threads. So multiple threads from the users are connected to multiple threads at the kernel level. So this is called as a many-to-many model. So in many-to-many model, what it does is it multiplexes, it combines many user thread with the smaller or equal number of threads. Remember that. So in this case, you have 3 user level threads connected to the 3 kernel level threads. So they are equal. In the other case, you have 3 user level threads, but they are connected to 2 kernel level threads. So in this case, the kernel level is smaller, but you can achieve that thing. So this is just an example. So again, here you notice that there are 3 user level threads. They are connected to there are 4 user level threads are connected to the 3 kernel level threads. So this model is called as many to many model. So in this number of kernel threads okay, that are required can be specified by the operating system. It may say that for this kind of application, these many threads are given. Okay, for a particular application. Suppose, let's say, if you are using a graphic application, like you are editing a video or editing a image and so on, it may allocate many threads. Suppose if you are typing in Microsoft Word or you are doing something in editor, typing some commands, like if you start a notepad or notepad plus plus or anything, where you are typing your text, then it may say that not too many threads are required, so you will restrict it. So depending upon the particular type of application, there can be a restriction on number of kernel thread. Again, there are some machines which will say that only these many threads are available at the kernel level. In that case, some restrictions are there in the hardware or the architecture that will restrict. So the number of kernel threads that are being generated are specific to the particular application or maybe a particular machine. Again, the kernel threads can run on multiple processor. So if it is there, or it can be run on uniprocessor. That is also there. Okay. So what do I mean to say that is, let me draw it and show you. So if you have again, this top side is user, bottom side is kernel. So if you have these many threads which are connected to many kernels, now these kernels threads can in turn run in different CPUs or a different microprocessor, so they can run on different CPU. And if they are if you have a multi-processor, what do you mean by saying multi-processor? More than one processor unit. If there are more than one processing unit is there, if it is possible, you can run them on the kernel threads on multiple processor. If you are able to do it, definitely you will be able to achieve parallelism. Okay. Now let's try to look at which one is better. Now you know very well, many to one can easily create the kernel at the user level. Okay, so what do I mean by saying that? So again, the bottom one is the kernel and the top one is the user. So in this many to one model, what is going to happen? Many to one model. So in many to one, you have many threads at the user level which are mapped to the one thread at the kernel level. Okay. Now you don't achieve any concurrency here, because at the end it is only one thread that is running, even though you might have created many threads at the user level, but at the kernel level it is only one thread that is running. So you may not get that kind of concurrency with one thread. But what happens with the one-to-one model? Again, let me draw and let me show you. So with one-to-one model, what happens? For one user thread, you have one kernel thread. One user thread, you have one kernel thread. One user thread, you have one kernel thread. So you can achieve, definitely you can achieve greater concurrency. You can achieve greater concurrency. Now what is the problem with that? Problem with that is you cannot create too many threads. So if you try to create too many thread, then the system may not accept. So generally there is a restriction on how many threads that you can create it. So it is not the case. What about the many to many model? Okay, there is no shortcoming as such. Okay, a user can create multiple threads as and when they require, and if there are multiple threads available. So what do I mean by saying that is, suppose let's say you have again the top side is user and the bottom side is kernel. So as a developer of a program, you can create any number of threads. You are free to create any number of threads. Now suppose if many threads are available at the kernel side, they will run as a parallel on multiple processors. So you may achieve parallelism. So there is nothing called, there is no restriction. See, in case of one-to-one mapping, what happens is when you try to create a one-to-one, not this one, in the one-to-one mapping, what happens? You create one thread and there is one kernel. There is for one user, there is one kernel like this. But when you try to create, the operating system may say that no, that's all. I will not create any more thread to your application. Then in that case, you will not be able to run create multiple threads. So there is a restriction. Here there is no restriction. You create any number of threads. If there are kernel threads are available, they will be mapped onto them. Again, if one of them is making a blocking call, the others can definitely take over. So this kind of many to many models are supported by Solaris 2, also supported. IRIX also supported. HPX also supports, and so on. There are many Unix variant that support this particular model. That's all in today's class. If you want to know more about this subject, please refer to Galvin's book on operating system. Thank you for your interest.